So Durthu, engulfed by rage that the kings of Borderlo would dare challenge his might, continues his rampage upon the Borderlo lands, looking to reduce them to nothing more than a frightened husk of a faction, all the while taking these new lands for himself to aid in his own cause. He moves now upon Aquitaine to shed Borderlo blood once more. So Durthu attacks Aquitaine. I have a speed banner which I've given to my cavalry. Plus 15% speed, that gives them a speed of 98. That is pretty quick for a cavalry. Now I'm going to have to fight this battle because the balance of power is just about more in their favour than it is mine. They've got a lot of skirmishers though, so this could go disastrously wrong. They got 4 units there and there's some more in the other reinforcing army, so we'll see how this one goes. I'm going to need a plan to try and deal with all those skirmishers, because I think a head-on assault with our lightly armoured troops will surely end in disaster. So, right. So we've got some forest around, but they've also got some forest. But I only have 2 units of skirmishers and they have plus 4, so I'm not going to win a straight up skirmish war with them. My way watchers could be useful for a sneaky attack somewhere. Could run into that forest, but that seems like a bad idea, so we'll put them in the forest. There's a little bit over here, that'll do. We can hide them there and move them in from the flank. Hopefully they won't get spotted or meet anyone else in the trees too early. What I think I might do is make use of Durthu as kind of an arrow magnet, because he's big and lumbering and he can take a lot of arrows. He's got a lot of health and he's made of wood, so he can take a lot of arrows to the face. I'll send him out first ahead of the main army, I think, and then he should draw a lot of missile fire, and then that should protect my infantry until they can hopefully get into melee combat. I could maybe use the Treekin for the same purpose. They should be able to take a fair few arrows as well. Then I'll charge forward with my Dryads and my Spearmen and hopefully get hold of all these skirmishers, or just get cut down in a hail of glory before I even reach the other side of the map. We'll see. I think I'm just about ready to engage. Put my Glade Guard back here, I think. Right, everybody set. Treekin and Durthu ready to be the shield. Let's gamble some power. 12 is not enough, even though I probably won't even use it. 13, 14. Sweet, we gained 2. I've got my cavalry as well. They're going to be very important for taking out those skirmishers. I'm going to hide them over here with the Way Watchers, and they can come in on the flank. Let's get moving. Durthu, go and take some arrows, buddy. Treekin, follow his lead. You guys start to make your way over. Can't even see them at the moment. There's a few units back there on the map. Let's get these boys. We're coming straight at them. I was going to try and come in from an angle, but probably not worth it. Here we go then. Let's see what we can do. There's 3 units of skirmishers there, maybe 4. Need to try and get my cavalry into these opposite trees as quick as possible. Hopefully they won't get spotted. Oh, they do have some cavalry of their own. Mounted yeomen. They shouldn't be able to catch us though, as long as we can keep away from them. They're on the move. They're on the move. They might have spotted us. Didn't say that they have, but the AI always just magically knows that we're there. Durthu's about to come into range, I think. Mounted yeomen are on the move, as are my cavalry, but we're in the trees. I think we get a speed boost for being in the trees as well, so they shouldn't be able to catch us. And we have discovered a bunch of other units in the trees, more skirmishers and some spearmen. Got to watch out for those. Somehow these yeoman cavalry are catching me. I've got 98 speed, I'm in the trees, that gives me a speed boost. That's probably over 100 speed. Surely they don't have that. Yet they're still able to catch me. And they're in the trees where they take a reduction in their speed. So how on earth are they... like, the math doesn't add up. I swear this game just cheats sometimes. I've charged my cavalry into some skirmishers, but now they've been pinned in by the mounted yeomen, so that was probably a bad move. My Treekin. Oh, they're fighting spearmen. Oh, that's not good. Oh, I'm getting all the wrong matchups. Oh, this is going to shit already. Durthu's chasing off some skirmishers. Oh, I don't know who to attack. Just attack everyone. My Way Watchers over here. They're popping off a few arrows. You need to get them on some skirmishers. Need to get my skirmishers on some skirmishers. I'll bring some of these out wide for a bit of a flank. Oh Jesus, I really wasted my cavalry. They were the most important thing I had, and I've just wasted them. Durthu's fighting spears. That's probably not the best thing for him. I assume he's a large and they're anti-large and they're going to do damage to him, but he is made of wood, so I think he's pretty robust against everything, but I'm not completely sure. Let's get after these skirmishers. The more I can push these skirmishers back, the better. The less time I can have them firing. That's only going to help keep me alive while I take care of all the melee troops, and then I can just chase after all the skirmishers and cut them down. Durthu, still not run away. Come on, buddy. These elven archers don't seem to cut anyone down that quickly, which is kind of weird considering they're supposed to be the best. Got my depleted cavalry, going to get them after some skirmishers. My dryads out there have just routed. They have chased off about 3 units though, so they've kept them from shooting at me for a while, so that's kind of helpful, although obviously I wanted them to actually catch them, like these spearmen are. I've got 2 units here, clumped up on the general. Let's not worry about the general for now. Let's get all the skirmishers. Go, 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 go. Go on, Treekin. Smash some skirmishers. Okay, Durthu's running off. Get the cavalry, Durthu, why not? Let's even pop a little spell on their brains. Ooh, I think he hit a nice clump of them then. Come on, Treekin. I told you to forget about the general. Get the skirmishers. Skirmishers are the priority. Dryads have just stood there. Let's get them after. Actually, let's not. Let's pull them back because they're never going to reach them in time before they rout again. So we'll pull those Dryads away. They can come and flank this lot maybe. Durthu can flank that lot. We won't worry about them. All my cavalry are on them. Go cavalry, go cavalry. 2 units clumped up there. That is nice pickings for my cavalry. You can still make use of these cavalry yet. Hopefully they'll cut them down with relative ease. Still just chasing after skirmishers. That's what most of this battle seems to be. Okay, we've routed most of the infantry now. Let's get after the general. Durthu can go and smash his face off. And we can just keep pushing back the skirmishers. I think that's probably the best way to go for now. I definitely need a better tactic for dealing with this many skirmishers, because it's all well and good to push them back and keep pushing them back, but I need to commit a lot of units to be able to do that. So I may have to try and come up with some traps or something, because I can't send all my units off in like 9 different directions. It's just a micromanaging nightmare. So I need to find a better way to try and control this many skirmishers when I have a significant disadvantage in the skirmisher department. I've got the general routed now though, so it looks like we're okay. We've got this in the bag. We've chased off their skirmishers enough, and we're going to get this finished. Glade Guard, 14 kills for the Glade Guard. They've been firing pretty much the whole time and they've only got 14 kills. Come on guys. Definitely something going on there. Maybe they need to be in the trees to be really effective. I'm not sure. I have to experiment with them a bit more. We're just on the cleanup operation now. Finishing off all these skirmishers. I love the fire on the run ability that all the elven archers have. It's a really nice touch. Can be very useful in places. A lot of skirmishers and stuff coming back now though, which I'm getting slightly worried about, but I don't think they have enough to take me on. Just an opportunity for my Glade Guard to rack up some kills at least. My Wild Riders have gone. Looks like they routed, but they must have got a fair few kills because they got into those archers pretty well, I think. So we'll see if they actually made their money's worth at the end of it. Come on, skirmishers, your general's done. You're nearly done. Anyway, this will be a new place for Durthu. Some of the land that he required. I assume it'll be an outpost and I won't be able to build anything here. I'm not quite sure how that works yet. I'm still figuring that one out. I'll have to have a look actually because I've been wondering. Victory is ours anyway. A close victory. Let's see how my boys performed. Wild Riders did pretty well, 117 kills. The enemy army didn't do too much. My Way Watchers got 96. I think that was more when I put them in melee actually. They didn't do too much when they were shooting at people. We shall cede this place. We want the amber, of course. As tempting as it is to raise it for 6 grand, I do want the lands. And Brandon Beastslayer is no more. So, we are expanding. I'd like to try and make it to the coast. Maybe take Bordello, but that might be a challenge because it looks like a pretty well fortified place. Parabon's still there. Oh, hello. This is the army I was looking for before, and it's right on top of Gwynelez. Oh dear. Actually, Torgavan joined the war against them. Maybe they can... Can we set a war target? Or I think we need to be allies. Yeah, we can't do a war target. They are at war with them though, so with any luck they might go after them. Which might keep them from my place. Although I wouldn't hold any... Can we get a non-aggression? They don't even want a non-aggression pact. Fine. Just join our war for no particular reason and then not be friends with us. Okay, I don't think there's a lot else to do. So we'll just have to advance, see what happens, and well, I'm pretty obvious what's going to happen. Gwynelez is going to go bye-byes. Durthu has a skill point. And keep upgrading his power for now. Make him a strong mofo. Let's see what happens. Come on, Bordello. There you are. Oh, they're going to get peace with me. That's normally what it means when they... Yeah. They must be afraid of Durthu's might, that he may wipe them all out in one fell swoop. Oh, they're coming up this way now. Probably going back home. Okay, so Aquitaine is ours. Quanelles is ours. Let's try and get out of their lands for now. That Brayherd's still around. And I believe I should have some building to do. I do. So, I've come to learn from reading the in-game encyclopedia that you can only build buildings in the places in Athel Loren. I did not know this. I had no idea. It makes perfect sense because obviously the elves never leave Athel Loren. But the game never told me that. It seems to me like the type of thing that should be shoved in your face from the get-go because it's pretty important. And maybe it's because I have advisor help turned down to minimal. It didn't tell me. But yeah, kind of annoying because I probably would have done things a little bit differently if I'd known that. Because of course we're all used to expanding. Like every other faction, you just expand and take whatever and just try to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But for the elves, only really Athel Loren is important to take. But maybe I'm just a clown and I somehow missed that and everyone else didn't. But either way, my plans have changed as I now want to take Athel Loren, or the most of it. I might leave the Wood Elves alive because I think they'd be a good ally. But Torgavan and Widrioth, it's looking bleak for you guys, I'm not going to lie. But I believe Widrioth and the Wood Elves are actually at war, so this is probably a good opportunity to attack Widrioth while they're distracted with someone else and fighting someone else and their armies are depleted fighting someone else. The Crag Halls of Findal I could take. They do have quite a substantial garrison there though. 16 units, lots of tree kin, tree man as well. Oh dear. So they've got some strong units there, so I'm going to have to try and mount my best offense that I can get. I should be able to do it with the troops that I can get at the moment. I'm just going to need more of them, so we'll start recruiting. Maybe some Dryads, some Glade Guard, maybe one of everything actually might be a good idea. I can't really afford too much, so I'm going to have to hope that this will be enough. Take those 3 for now. While they're away from it as well, we've got to take this opportunity because they've just attacked Kingsglade, I think. That's why they're a bit depleted. Kingsglade garrison is pretty beaten down. But they must have fought off that attack because they're still there. So, a turn or two and we should be able to attack the Crag Halls of Findal. So it seems civil war is on the horizon as Durthu looks to take Athel Loren for himself. So let's see what happens on this turn. There's a Tilia army down here for some reason. Not sure what they've got planned. Tilia can be one of those factions that comes along and just bothers you for ages because they have no one to attack them right down the bottom. They just kind of come up north and just attack anyone who's just around. Just, you know, just come and bother these people. Vaults of Winter. Aranok lies under the eternal sun, scarcely knowing winter. I will take the money, please. Okay, so we prepare to attack the Crag Halls. I'm a little bit scared of its garrison though, because I think it's considerably tougher. It's got Wildwood Rangers, it's got all these Treekin. It's going to be pretty tough to take on with my kind of lower tier units. Although I do have enough. I'm not going to have enough money to bring like tons more than them either, so it's going to have to be a pretty close numbers fight. I'm going to have to try and use superior strategy to try and defeat them. I don't know why I always say strategy like that. Probably what Hannibal did as well. So let's start moving down in preparation.
Glade Lord, at your service.
I think I'll actually move Durthu into Waterfall Palace for a turn or two. He's not going to make it that way. We'll use those because he's still got a little bit of healing he needs to do. And we're going to need our units in tip-top form. I think I'll recruit a few new ones as well. Just to bolster our numbers. We got 300 to spend. And we can always get rid of some of these units after the battle. Although if we win the battle and we take the place, we take the Crag Halls, then we should get some new income. Which means we might be able to support these numbers. So a lot is riding on this battle. I'm actually really enjoying this campaign so far. And I'm going to be honest here. I generally don't like elves. If I play other games, I won't ever be an elf. Elder Scrolls won't touch an elf. Dragon Age didn't touch an elf. Warcraft won't touch an elf. But these Warhammer elves, Creative Assembly have done a very good job of bringing them across, bringing them to life. And I'm actually quite into elves now. And the same with dwarves. I was never really into dwarves. But this Warhammer game has turned me on to dwarves. Not in a sexual way, mostly. But I may now consider playing as an elf in one of those other games at some point. Although I normally play as an orc, to be honest. That's my go-to race. So it's going to be hard for them to defeat the old orc as my choice. But I've just realised, back to the campaign, I've just realised that Widrioth are allies, military allies with Torgavan, which means if I go to war with them, I am going to be going to war with Torgavan as well. And they have a massive army that is pretty much in range of Waterfall Palace. So this is going to be a very, very risky move. One that I may come to regret, and one that may end my campaign in all possibility. So this might be the shortest campaign in history of any YouTuber ever. Fortune favours the brave, so I'm going to go for it. Hopefully I can wipe out Widrioth and still have enough left to fight Torgovan. But only time will tell. I'm actually going to move down both armies, I think, instead of having them together. So we can attack from two fronts, two directions perhaps. He's in range, so he is ready to attack. So let us declare war in the crag halls of Findal. Or the Widrioth. Declare war. Yep, Torgovan is their ally. They may not come to war. With any luck... No, they've come to war. So, yeah, oh dear. Okay, oh, we can actually destroy this apparently. If we auto-resolve it. I don't see how, because they have some great units, but... that would be too easy, so we're of course going to fight this one. They've got some Hawk Riders, they've got cavalry skirmishers. I feel this is going to be tough. I don't know how it works out the chances of me winning are that much, but... oh, is it this same map again? It's the same map we did earlier with that little ledge. Oh well, at least we know the lands a little bit. I'm not sure what strategy I'm going to try to pull with this. They've got a lot of skirmishers again. And they've got quite a few large units. So you can see on the timer I spent a few minutes doing pretty much nothing. I tried hiding behind that little lake on the left, trying to coax them over to come and fight me in the lake, because they take a speed penalty and all that. But they weren't buying it because I attacked them, so they have no need to come and attack me. So I'm moving up on them, edging up on them. Don't know what their units are doing. They're running around all over the place, like the AI normally does, but... still not sure of my plan of attack at this point. It's hard to really gauge a plan when they're all in the tree. Like, I can't see them. All I can see is trees. They're just hidden behind the trees. So it's quite difficult. Like I said, I have no idea what they're doing. They have no formation. It's so difficult to plan for the AI sometimes. It's kind of ridiculous. But I'm just going to edge up on them until they decide to come at me. Or until my missiles get in range, I can start doing some damage. Got Thilvicus here. And of course Durthu. So they're uniting in this one. For a common cause. Let's bring out the skirmishers. Got the Way Watchers. Got my cavalry at the ready, but they do have some skirmisher cavalry. So they may just kite the crap out of my cavalry. So I have to be careful with them. They're still not moving forward at all, so I'm going to have to edge up a little bit more to try and coax them into a battle. Going to try to not have a messy repeat of the last battle. Definitely going to try and use my cavalry better. They were lucky to survive. They're starting to rank up now as well. They've got a chevron, so they're going to start to become more valuable to me, meaning I'm going to have to be more careful with them. Can't just go throwing them in to get pinned down by yeomans and stuff. Still, we're just edging forward. They're not budging at all. I probably should have cut out this minute as well. You're probably bored of scrap. We've still got a bit of range to go on them. And they just stood all over the place. Let's go forward, skirmishers. Let's go forward. Let's try and coax them in to a war. Nearly there. Bring these Way Watchers over as well. Keep my cavalry at the ready and some spears at the ready. Just in case they need to rush into any cavalries. Gonna keep on edging forward then, I guess. This is the annoying thing about the AI. It will sit there and sit there and sit there. And then when just you get in range of it, they'll all charge forward. Watch, I bet it'll happen. They're just all going to come forward. And then I'm going to have to pull all my skirmishers back anyway. There you go, we start firing, we're in range now. Firing on the Glade Guard. Some Glade Guard on Glade Guard action. I think we have the advantage. It's pretty even. If I can get these into it as well, that'll help. Whittle them down as quick as possible. So we've got a little bit of a skirmish underway. Let's pull them back, don't want them to get shot up by too many units. Their cavalry's coming forward now. Let's get ready to protect with my cavalry. Get away from my skirmishers. The skirmish is well and oh shit, the cavalry's coming up. Move up, move up, move up, move up. This is it. Here we go. The battle begins. Mostly all in the form of arrows at the moment. My cavalry is off. I'm going to send them a bit Rambo. This is actually one of my biggest downfalls. I very often, as you've already seen, get a bit crazy with my cavalry. And then I end up losing them like really early. It's one of my things I need to improve. But I'm going to go for it because there's a lot of skirmishers and I think I could do a lot of damage to them. So that's what I always say and then I always just lose them. But let's get marching with these dryads. We'll start to get into some of these melee units. We've got some boys heading after my general, Durthu. Go and help him. Oh, Thilvicus is actually the main general in this one. Durthu's the backup general. Getting my spears after the Treekin. Although nothing seems to hurt the damn treekin. The tree man's come out the woods. That sounds weird. Because he is the woods. My cavalry, I'm charging them about. I don't know why they've stopped in front of these starfire shaft. Get them! Rack up some kills. I've got about 20 kills so far. I'm just going to keep trying to disrupt these missiles as much as possible, like I always do. Try to allow my melee units the time to deal with all their melee units. Let's get some spears after the tree man. I assume they're going to be the best unit to take him down, but nothing really seems to hurt the big wooden units, or any wooden units. Dryads as well. They take a lot of damage. Fire is obviously the best way, as they're made of wood. But I don't have too many fire-capable units. Only Starfire Shaft, Glade Guard are the ones that can do fire damage for the elves, I think. They may not be the only one, I'm not sure, but they're definitely one. Let's keep on these skirmishers. They're firing on my Wild Riders. Probably taking a fair bit of damage, but yeah, they're nearly done. They only got 45 kills. Keep going, guys. Let's try to get some of these Dryads to help them out. We've broken the units on the right, so that means we can start to get these in. Start to flank with these ones a bit. Try to help out our other units. Okay, we're looking kind of okay. Everything's very scattered. Still a lot of missiles coming in. They still got those Hawk Riders over on the left. There's not a lot I can do about those at the moment. I need to get firing on them, actually. Let's move them over here for that purpose. Don't want them to just be sat up there taking advantage of us. I'm having the same problem that I had in the last battle, where I've scattered all the skirmishers. And it's my own fault, but there really isn't a lot you can do. I think cavalry is really the key for controlling skirmishers. Not just for getting into them because they can catch them easily, but for kind of herding them where you want them. But because they have skirmisher cavalry, I haven't really been able to do any herding. Like if I just run around, I'll get shot to crap by their skirmisher cavalry, so I've had to just charge into them. Let's get a close up. Durthu's in there doing his thing. The great thing about Durthu is that he doesn't actually seem to be too phased by missile units. A lot of these larger units, you know, like Kolek and Griffins and things, they're very easily shot by missiles, as I always say. But Durthu, regular arrows don't seem to cause him too much trouble. Fire arrows, of course, they're a different story. They are going to burn him to the ground. So it makes him a very unique enemy to face, which is pretty interesting. My cavalry, I'm actually going to withdraw my cavalry now, because they're very depleted. They've got some kills, but I honestly don't want to lose them because I can't recruit them again yet. So I've withdrawn them to play it safe. We've got plenty of other units still going. This is looking okay, this battle. I think we're going to be alright. But, you know, I've thought that many a time before, and still come away with the win. So I'll probably do the same here, as I always do. Oh shit, they're coming back. But I think it's more that just the AI is a bit silly sometimes, more than I'm doing anything particularly amazing or strategically genius. Although, as I say all this, all their units are returning, and I'm getting a bit surrounded. There's a lot of units still over here. Durthu's a little bit exposed over there, taking some damage now. A lot of their archers are coming back, and I have nothing to get into them and catch them with. And they're a long way away from all my infantry, so this could actually be quite the problem.